Let's talk a little bit about the need for writing. If everything existed in oral tradition prior to this, why did the church suddenly feel like there was a need to start writing some things down? And by the way, let me just remind you, oral tradition, huge in Jewish life. I mean, they went for centuries without writing anything down. So it was a big deal for them. And so the church starts, it comes out of the Jewish tree, so the Jewish culture context kind of comes along with it. So oral period was important for them. So why did they decide they needed to start writing some things down? Well, let me just give you a couple of things. One was because they began to be persecuted by the Jewish leaders. We know originally the church had gathered in Jerusalem. Day of Pentecost, 3,000 souls are saved and added to the church, and the Lord added to the church daily, but it's a centralized location. But what happens when the Jewish leaders began to persecute the church? It begins to expand, begins to spread out. Now, the authority on the life and teaching of Jesus was who? The disciples. Yeah, they were the ones who walked with him and talked with him. They actually heard him teach. They knew the things that he had done. They watched the miracles. They watched him bring Lazarus back from the dead. So they were the authority. Well, when the church began to scatter, where did they go? Remember in Acts? They stayed in Jerusalem. They went underground in Jerusalem. But the rest of the church is spreading out. They don't have access to those apostles. So if you go out, how are you going to know what to teach and what to preach? Well, you're going to take notes. And you're going to carry those with you as you go out into the mission field, as you begin to be spread out. So that persecution forced the church really to begin to start writing some things down to be able to take with them. Now again, they're not, the New Testament is not being written, so they're not taking full-blown documents. So that's one reason, the persecution. Second reason was just what Jesus told them before he went back to heaven. Go into all the world and make disciples. And so it's a mobile church that you have. And they're moving away from those apostles who had remained in Jerusalem. And so as they go, they've got to take some things with them to help them know what to teach, know what to preach, and to share with those new believers as well.